All right, guys, this is going to be day 4 of our mobility program. Day 1, we did lower leg, calves, and lower leg. Day 2, we did upper leg. Day 3, we did hips, and today we're going to do spine. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our trusty foam roller here, and we're going to foam roll our obliques. A lot of times people don't realize that you can get knotting in those obliques, and those obliques are the highest percentage of strength muscle fibers of any muscle in your core. So they have a tendency of being a little bit of a bully when it comes to your core musculature. And so a lot of times we feel tension in our lower back, and it's actually your obliques are getting tight here. The way I always explain those obliques, they run obliquely. They run this way across your body, where your abs and your lower back both run. Those fibers run up and down, north and south. And so what will happen, the way I always explain it, is when those obliques become tight, it's like pulling your shirt apart. That shirt becomes shorter as a result of you pulling it outward, apart, away from each other. So we're going to start off by rolling out those obliques. We're going to roll out everything from your hip to your rib cage. We don't want to roll over ribs necessarily. And just look for any tender spots on in there. It's actually a little bit tender for me. We're going to go through, look at the front end, look at the back end. Don't go too far backwards. We do have kidneys back there, which are very superficial organs. We do not want to be running over those. Okay. Next one that we're going to do is we're going to do our thoracic spine. And we're going to do the thoracic spine both with this one as well as with the foam roller. I'm sorry, with the not the foam roller, the peanut. Excuse me. So we're going to go here, and what I'm going to have you guys do the first one is we're just going to go through, and we're going to open up those shoulder blades, and we're going to roll everything that has ribs attached. I'm looking for any tender spots in there. Go all the way to the base of your neck, back down. You might hear a little bit of crackling noises going on inside of there. Good sign, okay? Once again, 30 seconds on every knot that we find there. And then the last one we're going to do with the myofascial release, or the rolling, is we're going to use a peanut. For those of you guys who have the yoga balls, this is just a yoga ball inside this little carrying case there. You could also take 2 lacrosse balls and use some medical tape and tape them together, or sport tape them together. All we're going to do here is we're going to put those 2 balls, one on each side of our spine, and we're just going to now get in a little bit deeper there. And once again, we're just going through all throughout our thoracic spine there. Okay? We're going to follow that all the way down our thoracic spine. There. And for our static stretching, what we're going to do is we're going to measure what the best angle is here. We're going to first start off here and lay down. Reach one leg as high as you can. Roll over. Think like you're trying to twist. And think like you're trying to wring out a towel. Okay? Try to get that kneecap pointed directly up, straight up to the sky as much as you can. Each one of those positions, we want to accumulate anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes for each one of these positions. The next one that we're going to do is going to be the same basic thing, but working more on our thoracic spine here. And so we're going to go fetal position here, knees at a 90-degree bend, hips at a 90-degree bend, laying down on our side. We're going to open up here, try to keep that. We don't want to internally rotate that shoulder this way. We want to think that thumb's pulled outward this way here. As we're coming down the ground, keeping those knees together. A lot of times you see people doing this. We want to keep those hips in a fixed position. Sometimes it can be beneficial to put a towel between your knees and try to squeeze that towel as tight as you can and try to pull apart here. And what we're looking to do is stretch out all that tissue through that rib cage here. The front portion of that rib cage, reaching down the ground as deep as we can and try to pull apart that rib cage. Okay? There's little muscles between your rib cage called the intercostals. They're respiratory muscles, but they also create rigidity of your trunk, and we want to loosen those up and try to open them up. Very commonly, because we sit down all day long here, all those muscles here, those intercostals become tight here along with your abdominal wall there. Okay. The next one that we're going to do is going to be we're going to use the foam roller as a pivot point here. We're going to put our hands above our head, make sure we're not going to hit the plank behind me. And we're going to reach down to the ground as far as we can, and then we can kind of open and close that joint. And you're just trying to slowly increase the distance that you can get down to the ground. decrease the distance that you're to the ground, should I say. Okay? And we're just reaching down the ground. Big key on this one. I see a lot of people do this one with a bent elbow position. That is nowhere near the same stretch as keeping those elbows straight. So straighten out those arms all the way, reach down the ground as deep as you can. Okay? Last one we're going to do is just going to be your cat-cow. And we're going to start off here. Okay, so this is going to be your cow position, arched back. Okay? Looking up to the sky. We're going to tuck our chin down into our collarbones. And this is going to be your cat stretch here. We're trying to push that mid back up to the sky as high as you can. And then open and close. Okay? And I'll have you guys get that 20 times. This one should help out with that mobility through the thoracic spine, as well as through your lumbar spine. A lot of times though, the lumbar spine, it's more rigidity through that thoracic spine and through the hips. Once you loosen up those two things, that lower back will go along with it. Okay? All right, guys, have a great day. Hope you're all doing well.